First training day in Italy. I'm very conscious. I'm trying to be as discreet as possible because I don't think you're supposed to film in gyms, but it's okay. I only film myself. I don't think there's any rules I actually checked, but I think they've just been really funny about it. They haven't said no, but I haven't asked either. It's just, yeah, Italy is a funny country sometimes. There's some really silly rules. Anyway, enough chatting. This is the right shoulder. This is the good shoulder. I feel like I can do 100 reps with this and about 10 with the other one. Fuck's sake. This is becoming a channel about overcoming a shoulder injury. How to train around a shoulder injury without actually taking care of it. Second exercise is usual from raises, pronated. Shoulder feels sore as fuck. Fuck's sake. But let's see what we can do. I reckon the more exercises I do and the better it's going to start to feel. I'm hoping so anyway. One thing I do with this exercise is keeping a suicide grip. So I'm actually wrapping my thumb on top of the handle, and this is helping me not get the forearms involved as much. It's something you might want to do for any kind of lateral raises or front raises. It definitely feels a lot better. Feels a lot better for the majority of the pulling movements as well. Not necessarily for the pushing ones, that's more personal preference. I still use a suicide grip for all my presses. I think it works particularly well for the majority of people when you're doing lateral raises or front raises with dumbbells or cables. Either way, I'm going a little bit lighter than usual, hoping to do more reps, hoping for the shoulder to not be a little bitch. It's okay. I can't quite internally rotate, same as usual. I have to drop the elbows a little bit, which is not really the purpose of the exercise. I felt it this morning as well when I woke up. Tried to do my usual stretches. It was feeling tight as fuck. It's so random, isn't it? It was behaving really well in the last few days. That is what it is. This gym is nice and quiet, man. The music is not too loud. To be fair, it's probably not the best for a leg day. Seems like one of those gyms you can't really shout. If you shout, everyone's gonna hear you. It's a bit like a church, actually. Now that I think about it, that's the kind of vibe. No music at all. Weird. Great for content, but you're not even meant to record content anyway. So yeah, strange. Everyone speaks so quietly. Funny vibe. Let's go for it. Trying to control the negative a bit more, but it fucking hurts. I'm literally the loudest in here, and I'm only doing lateral raises. Everyone's looking at me. So I did some lateral raises, some more lateral raises at the lat raises machine. It's a Panata machine. It's exactly the same that I've got in Muscleworks at home in England. It's not the best machine, always gets uneven. I've tried so many of those in different gyms and it's always uneven. I think there's just something about like flies machines, razors machines that they just get really uneven once they've been used for like a couple of years or so. It's actually quite annoying. You always have to kind of fix yourself so that it doesn't feel uneven. But anyway, we got that done. It was just functional. It was the last lateral raises exercise. The final delt exercise for today is a shoulder press machine. I picked this one. It says Rebel on the seat, but I'm pretty sure that it's a Panatta machine. Everything in here is Panatta. The layout is actually quite nice. They picked all like yellow equipment. Don't know if I can give you a tour to have a look around, but it is quite nice. I rate it. It's quite spacious as well. I'm not a fan of Panatta machines in general. I think they feel a bit weird. They look really nice, but they don't feel amazing. This one, for example, has a really weird converging path. So you're actually pressing upwards and inwards. Really weird. It's kind of the opposite of what you want to be doing, really. When you're doing a shoulder press, if anything, you should be going outwards very slightly. If it went straight up, that would be better. But if it really needs to go in a certain direction, it's best if it goes outwards as opposed to inwards. So yeah, a bit weird to be honest. But I'm only using the bottom half of the range of motion. And it doesn't feel too bad on the shoulder. I'm going light anyway. This is like 2 plates aside. I don't know what the equivalent is to the machine I normally use, but yeah, we're just going for a higher rep range. Just getting as many as I can. Short rest time as well. Let's see how it feels. Yeah, only just up to that. There's a lot of chest in this. Weird. I guess today is just one of those days. I was quite motivated to train, quite excited to train. There's something about training in a different gym, training abroad. You can't really expect to hit PRs, even if you do exactly the same exercises with a very similar setup. There's always going to be some differences. You know, jet lag aside, I'm in Italy, so there's no jet lag. It's only 1 hour later, but still, every time you use different equipment, it's going to feel different. So it's not so much about hitting PRs or, you know, hitting records. It's about having a good session where you feel good. So that's usually one thing I suggest everyone to do when traveling. Aim to obviously have a workout that is as similar as possible to your usual ones, but I would say train in a slightly higher rep range across the board, because it's very likely that you're going to get a better connection with that piece of equipment, whether it's a machine, dumbbells, whatever it is. So I would say aim for a slightly higher rep range so that you can go a little bit lighter, really connect with the movement, and don't stress about necessarily going heavy. You might want to go heavy, you might want to attempt going heavier, but funny enough, that's actually how I got injured. I tried the Smith machine. I was in Brighton, not even far from home. I tried this Smith machine. It felt incredible, but and I went heavy with it. It felt great during the exercise as well. After the morning after, woke up in bits. So lesson learned for me. If it's new equipment, I'll always go a little bit lighter, aim for slightly higher reps, and just focus on connection. Overhead tricep extension. I'm gonna do it with the Panatta machine. This is actually not too bad as a machine, and it's exactly what I need to do exercise-wise. So it's 4 sets in a higher rep range, between 10 to 15 reps. Gonna go for kilos, 30, whatever that means. Every machine has their own numbers, even if it says kilograms. It's not really reliable on whether that's the exact amount of weight. If that makes sense, so I definitely wouldn't worry. See, that's the thing. This is exactly the same machine we have at home, but it feels different. Must be like a different edition or something like that, but it just feels different. The setup is slightly different. I have to sit higher than I normally do on the other one. The cable here is slightly shorter. It just feels different everywhere you go, even if you're using exactly the same equipment. It's mad actually, but at least it helps you lowering down your expectations in terms of the session itself, and just focus on just contracting well, feeling the exercise, connecting. And this was it, guys. So just to recap what we did, today was shoulders and triceps. So started with the single arm lateral raises at the cable using that cuff, really nice cuff, good cable. Whatever. We did 4 sets of that in a high rep range, 5 actually. I added an extra one just for filming purposes and also accumulating a bit more volume. As I said, the shoulder woke up feeling a little bit funny today. To be honest, just the whole of me, I'm just feeling really sore pretty much everywhere. I suspect this is from the RDLs. It was just such a big movement and I loaded a lot of weight. I wasn't used to that, and I think my recovery definitely took a bit of a hit. So I'm feeling quite sore from that. It might also be the change in the weather. Here obviously it's not as cold. The weather is quite shit for the usual Italian weather. But yeah, it's not as cold as England, but it's definitely more humid. At least it feels that way. Yeah, just woke up feeling quite sore everywhere. So I think it's the combination of things. Anyway, so that was the first exercise. Second exercise we did from raises, seated, pronated grip still for the side delts with dumbbells. Did 4 sets of that, again slightly higher rep range, slightly lower weight than usual, slightly more volume overall. Then went for the lateral raises machine, used the Panatta one, you actually grip in the handles, not the best one, but did 3 sets of that. Last one was a rest pause, overhead press with that Panatta machine. It felt okay. On the last set, felt my trap a little bit. Overall, just felt like there was a lot of chest involved, but I tried to keep the elbows tucked in as much as possible and it worked out all right. We did 4 sets between 10 to 15 on that, again, higher rep range. Close grip bench press, I did 2 heavy sets with that, actually felt quite good and went quite heavy with that. Felt fine, at least for now. Let's see what happens tomorrow. And then 2 more sets between 10 to 15 reps, usual. Overhead tricep extension and the Panatta machine. As final exercise, 4 sets between 15 to 20 reps, that as well. That was it. Pretty satisfied with the workout. Wasn't incredible, wasn't the best performance of my life, but I'm feeling quite pumped pretty much everywhere. Felt good connection with the exercises, and the shoulder didn't feel too bad in the end. I think it needed a bit of time to warm up. I've got a pretty busy rest of the day, just pretty booked up with calls, and then I'm seeing a friend, an old-time friend later on. So yeah, I think I'm gonna end it here for today. But thank you so much for watching. If it's your first time on this channel, I'm posting 1 vlog a day for a year straight. So if you enjoyed this, if you found it valuable, feel free to like, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.